Have a good night.
And how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
What's up?
Thanks.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Have you met Marcus?
Kind of, sort of.
Marcus.
Hello, Marcus.
Hey.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So she made it official?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Hey, how are you, Shannon? Good. How are you? Good. In a minute. I know. I've been on screen. Well, that's good. How you been sick or you been okay? No, I've been fine. I'm gonna let the books like this. It'll be back.
Ava submits her 411 every single week.
I love that. Are we supposed to? Yes.
I don't know how much of it is getting done because I don't see the results from it.
I was about to say how much you get done.
All I can do is do my part. That's all I can
I
do.
don't know.
I'm making the calls, and that's all I know to do.
You're not making it. Are we not seeing the results from her calls?
Now the last 2 weeks, it's only been like 2 weeks for me, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen it convert.
And, I'm using the list that Cindy provides, and a lot of them are telling me, this isn't my house, we don't know who you are, or they're, it's a bad number, so it's not like I'm calling this fantastic list of calling anyway.
Okay, so let's talk about that. If they say it's not their house, what do you do? What's your next step?
I verify the address, and they'll say, no, you don't own it.
Okay, what could you do? So if you have the address, how could you find it?
I don't know, how come it is? Tax records?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tax records, CRS.
Hey, Rachel, so where would I get their phone number?
So then you would use
Hello.
form.
Okay, I thought forewarned is just for.
So here's what I need to do.
security.
Every time you think a negative about something you're doing, find positives and then find the solution.
Okay.
So bad list, how do I make it a good list?
Mhm.
Right? How do I change that mentality to get the results that I need?
Okay, forewarned.
Forward, and we're gonna go over that.
Okay.
Rachel, I really wish you were in person. We'll have to do this at the lake.
Yeah.
Listen, yesterday, within 79 degrees, we were dying. And it was packed, yes, like nowhere to sit, packed. So it was,
That's what Bree said recently was packed. Okay, so the whole point, Rachel, because I know that this is your first time of doing LeadGen Bootcamp, and you're gonna have to turn your camera on, is to make sure that you're doing the things that'll make you productive.
Okay.
So what we go over is calls, since this is like a newer group, I guess. Calls, text messages, sphere of influence. We're gonna go over vacant properties today, and we're gonna go over social media. Sheena's got social media. Huh? Probably, if we have time. That's the whole thing. It's like I leave that to the end because I need to show you how to use Zillow a little bit to your advantage. So, Rachel, do you get your list every morning? Do you get those?
So out here, our team uses Follow Up Boss, and so that's what we are running off of.
Do you get your list from me, from Cindy or Mandy? Do you get those lists?
I'm copied on the list from Cindy, yes.
Okay. All right. So Follow Up Boss is great, but it is a CRM for, and I'm sure that you get some leads and stuff from that. I don't know what Follow Up Boss gives you anymore. So I don't know if Zillow integrates with Follow Up Boss since they own it now.
Hey, David, hi, David.
He's not getting my emails. David's not getting my emails. We gotta fix that.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Marcus, and we have Ava up here. This is David, you all.
So Rachel, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna send you a list of vacant properties.
Okay.
The question I have for you is, what zip code do you want to stay in? Because I base it on zip codes.
The zip codes that I prefer to be in are 30642, 31024, Then let me include Buckhead,
Okay.
our Buckhead out here.
That's it. I didn't get one from Buckhead.
PC in the house. PC is in the house.
When you find it, you can give it to me.
Okay, sorry, digging.
You're fine. Okay, guys, so the whole point of LeadGen Bootcamp is so that you'll walk out of here with an appointment. So I want you to complain, and I want you to give feedback, and here's why. When you complain, I can hear your restraints. What's stopping you, right? So those are pain points, right? You had a complaint earlier about a list. We just talked through it.
That was an observation.
Well, it's
Yes,
just
it was, okay.
either way, right?
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Got a solution.
We can call it observation, better verbiage, right? So the whole point is to walk out of here with some appointments. Okay, whether it comes from your sphere or whether it comes from vacant properties or sell by owner, expires, withdrawn, whatever it is, right? So we'll go over that. Ava said earlier, she said, I'm turning in my 401, right? For her business plan, in case we don't know what that is, every week, right? So then Sheena says, I'm not sure how much you're implementing. Valid, right, as a coach should ask. And then she said, well, I'm doing my part, but I can't help the results. Actually, we can change that part. There's only a few things in the world that we can change. So you can't change the way people react. We can change the value proposition that we offer them that'll change their mindset, right? So she's not actually getting to that point yet. Her problem is, she said the lists are coming over. Then when she calls the people that are on the list, it's warm, y'all. I'm sorry. So that error, they're working on it. She said that either the house doesn't belong to the person or the phone number doesn't belong to the person, right? So I love that. Stuff we run into all the time because nothing is perfect, right? So my question was, okay, how do we fix it? Can't let that stop you, right? So if you're making 10 phone calls, which I don't know what's on your 401, if you're making 10 phone calls, you got 0 appointments, directly I'm gonna say make more calls. You didn't make enough, right? But there's a roadblock. Her roadblock is I don't have the tool to get to the result, right? So then I said, okay, if the person answering the phone says, I don't own this house, what can we do?
Ask if they have other properties.
Ask if they have more properties? It's actually great. But how would you find the owner to that house? What would you do? County records. It's actually what you do, right? Go to county records, look up the owner, right? And then how can we find the phone number to that person?
I need forewarn.
You can use forewarn. We're gonna go over that. You can use white pages, right? My team uses social media like FBI agents. And then we, whatever we call it, DM them or text them or whatever it is. So we use social media a lot.
Well, my mom still has it too, right?
They do.
Here and there, you can choose.
That's absolutely right. So you can use Remind. You have access through me on Land Voice and PropStream. Okay, I pay for it. I don't care who uses it, and here's why. 80% are not going to use it, so it doesn't affect the cost to me at all. I can give you the passwords. I can give you the username, and you're going to tell me I'm going to use it.
No,
That's right.
I'm signing up for
That's right.
this.
Keep it on there.
That's not cheap.
It's not cheap, and that's why I'm saying don't sign up for it. Huh?
Just change it.
Changes weekly. Yeah. So
Oh.
the reason I do that is I want to know who's on there using it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I do it. I don't care who has that password. Because I don't know how much I pay a month. I have to look at my P&L, but I know PropStream is like 100 and something, and then Land Voice is 2 something maybe or something.
Well, thank you, because that was my solution.
Yeah,
You know,
I actually.
That's where we pull the list from. for if you want free list, the same thing as prop stream and land voice is for mine. It's FMLS all day. They give you the same thing and it's free. The reason I changed it is because I want to know who's using it. So if you never text me for that password or that username or the username never changed.
Well, I came in the office and
I was gone. Yeah, I was at a mastermind. But that's why I do it. So not to cut anybody off, it's just to give me like, because I'm running, then you have to contact me and you have to say, what's that password?
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, Marcus is in there. Okay, great, right? So that's why we do that. So Rachel, I don't know if you could hear that, but you have access to land voice and prop stream if you ever want it. We have the passwords, we'll send it to you. Super easy to use. Super easy. You can do postcard mail outs from there. You can farm, that's where I pull my farm from. But I'm telling you, all of this is in online too. Every bit of it. Command has it, you can do mailers from there, it's cheaper. So all these things are there. It is warm in here. My asthma, my throat.
When do you change the password, every Monday?
Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
it's
You went on Sunday? Yeah.
You call land voice?
Land voice and prop stream. So there's a few reasons we use the two systems, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you use it, how you pull it, what you're focused on. The only thing that I'm going to tell you is pick a fishing pond, is what I call it, and stick with it for a good 90 days, right? Now, if you get into something, you're 2 weeks in and you're like, I absolutely despise this, stop doing it. Like, you're not going to do it. You're going to paralyze yourself. And you're trying to make yourself do something, maybe because I told you to, or y'all, I am not the end all. Like, just because I give you an idea or I say you should, just because it works for me, doesn't mean it's gonna work for anybody else. I love door knocking. Door knocking works for us, right? Because I believe in it, right? Social media, I've had to wrap my head around, but it works. So just because something works for me and I like doing it, I love cold call. It's my thing. I don't care what you're saying on the phone. It don't hurt my feelings at all. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pray for you. Okay? But I also know how I feel when I get tons of like spam calls. So I get frustrated too. So I get it. So just because I tell you to do something and you do it and it doesn't work for a week, if you're consistent with it, it will work. The systems work, right? It's when you give up. Nobody said this is easy. But when you get your first $10,000 to $30,000 check, you're gonna feel like you're on top of the world. My question to you is gonna be, where's your next one? Because this is what you're gonna start to do. You're gonna go up, you're gonna come down. The hills are gonna be high, the valley's gonna be low. And there's gonna be a valley that you get into and you get stuck. And you're gonna say, I'm done. Don't get there. You've got too much support, too many people that want to see you win, especially here. And I've been at brokerages where it hasn't been that way. But I know here, this team wants to see everybody win, right? So we win through you guys. And that's the only reason we do these things. Because I could be, but anyway, okay, so does everyone have, I was gonna say Georgia forewarn. Does everybody have forewarn? Rachel, do you have forewarn? Okay. Everybody have forewarn?
No.
Raise your hand if you don't.
Oh, that's everybody.
Okay, Ava, you got it?
Yes.
All right, so you're gonna take these 4
Okay.
and sign them up for forewarn.
Okay.
And then I'll go. I'm gonna get Rachel, I'm gonna get them separated just for a second, okay? Give me just a minute.
You got one too? Oh.
What?
Mhm.
Yes, so it
What's the internet password?
Yeah, that's that.
No, that's what the password is.
Yeah, that we go to.
All right, so,
Alternate?
yes, I just changed it. And the password for prop stream is, I think, Lake Oconee 2026, exclamation sign, and the L is capital. Really hope that's right.
It's all called.
OCONEE. Rachel, if you could log into that so you can see it,
What was that, the 2026?
exclamation point.
Would you mind typing the website into the chat.
I probably should check that.
Thank you.
Wait. Q, you asked me something about prop stream, what'd you say? You asked me just something about prop stream, what'd you say? Oh, just that they don't know how to use it when they go into usage. Say, do you have your laptop? No, don't, that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you what prop stream looks like.
I've seen it.
There's an-
Videos.
Oh.
That's the right time to do it. I was listening.
They go.
Sign up, they send it, free trial.
Yeah.
What's the username?
Shannon W, the realtor at gmail.com. And I'm gonna put it up here too. Rachel, this is the username for prop stream. All right, guys, when you go into prop stream, do not increase my packages. That has happened. I pretty much pay for like the top package except for, it doesn't include skip tracing. This is why I want you guys to log in so you can see what I'm talking about.
Isn't that how we get phone numbers?
You have to pay for separate. Landvoice gives you some numbers. You know what? Congratulations that you now know what skip tracing is. When we first started doing this, you didn't know what skip tracing was. Until now. I know now. Good job.
Until Prosper.
I'm so proud of you. I love that. So I'm like, you gotta skip trace, you gotta find these phone numbers.
Oh. That's land voice, I can say.
Did get an email or text?
Landvoice, Rachel has the same thing.
I didn't get an email or text.
And then Propstream is the website.
Oh, let me check, you know,
Okay.
yes.
I think we're gonna have to split it up moving forward. And then target. Okay, so once we go in, are you in, Rachel? Can you see it?
It's loading.
Oh, good, okay, all right. I'm going to put up here just so I can see it too, just for a second.
Oh, it came to her, David, so make sure you became your text message. So baby.
Why, he get an email? Because he didn't get my emails either.
Well, he's not you. I don't know what's going on. Okay. She said it came to her, her text message. Oh.
So, and
Submit your first message.
yes,
Then you see all four on June.
I don't know how to share the screen here.
You want to share the screen?
Yeah, how do
Go back to, yep, and then press the, yep.
Okay, Rachel, so if you're logged in the prop stream, this is it.
Yes, I am.
Okay, hold me just a second.
You want your email?
Okay, so when I'm skip tracing or when I look for phone numbers, I use Forewarn, I use White Pages, I use Google, and I use social media.
Okay, so you're good.
Just give me a few more minutes for it to get caught up.
Lydia, are you holding up on reading that or yet?
I was able to restart.
Okay, good. David, that text is coming in yet?
No, ma'am. No. That's weird.
Telling you, we gotta figure that out, because he didn't email me.
Yeah, and now it's not. And then do we have to, go to the website to see if they're on the do not call list?
Not, so TCPA requires you to do that. So on PropStream and Land Voice, they're already checked for do not call list, so when you go and you start calling list, you can see if they're on the do not call list that has a column.
But we don't do step tracing, so it's not gonna tell us.
Land Voice.
So this could be, going to take, and that's what we were seeing, is gonna see what phone.
I'll tell you now.
So you do have a phone number, and so it's all on the same, so there is a phone number.
That's the, you know.
Okay, Rachel, 1 second, we're just trying to get things set up.
No, you're fine. Take your time.
Lydia, are you thinking?
No, my FLS is actually funky, like, it's signing me in, sending me all kinds of codes, but it won't let me like log in. My computer's just all like, put it in.
There we go.
I do.
All right, there we go, activate account.
You're trying to get later. It's quick.
Real. Sometimes people look at me like,
Right, I'm like, oh, yeah.
like, yeah, especially in Princeton, like, he'll say stuff, and then my head. Did you think that through?
Right.
And then when I say stupid stuff, he'll be like,
Just know about
Same thing, right?
so he just drops his head. He's like, I can't believe you're that dumb.
That's really good, yeah. And body language.
Right. You're right. You and Kibler and Lydia's having issues, and David's on there.
Martha, you see me? Okay. Let's try for this.
My computer's actually frozen.
See, so it's not just me.
Yeah, it's not
I
just.
literally got 20 FMLS codes, but my computer's like, nope, you're not getting it.
This is
Is that a fan? You should put them on your neck.
But I find I don't have anything, but I have 1 year, I got another one, I'm here 2 months ago.
Do we have?
Okay, it's 5 minutes.
Go to the
I'm probably just follow steps.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you believe what I said. Okay. That's what I know. That's the way it works,
Rachel, the most important thing that you can do today out of this is figure out how you can implement this into a daily schedule. How do you take this and then implement? You guys have to look at it one way or the other. Social media, phone calls, texts, networking, Walmart, grocery stores, Publix, whatever it is. I literally went to a Chick-fil-A line 3 months ago and picked up a listing.
Yes, I'm trying to get, for one. And.
That's the first thing I do.
But you know when they take your order at the drive-thru and you know I had my badge on or something like a week like hey, it's funny. Before Christmas because we listed like November we had it sold in January it was closed. It was a young guy and small house. It was listing and literally I was like,
My username is David.
look how sad.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then.
stressed and he's calling back like, you realtor? I'm like, yeah, how can I help? He's like, I'm thinking of selling my house. I'm like, well, let's talk. Like, you don't have to sell it. I'm just give you some advice.
Cast and lay down.
Right. And he's like, well, okay. So I got but I'm gonna need your phone number.
Oh,
I grabbed
yes,
his
I'm
phone number,
trying to
texted him 2
get,
hours later,
the phone number that's
and
associated with that.
got the listing.
Because the phone number.
17, they can sign the documents and
Yeah,
look at it.
the code for
Sold house.
one,
Minute
but
before.
he's testing the code, like it's not under receipt. So I just need to know the phone number that's associated with my account.
I saw him pull up, but he's on the hospice people.
No, it's wrong. Can we, that's why can we, change it? He's not letting, he's only through.
He told me earlier he was like,
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you see him, you ask him, are we gonna inspect it?
We'll see.
Okay. We're good, just in case. The fire marshal's here, so they can walk in at any point and inspect you. That means everybody's got to just stay still and they gotta be there for you. I'm not allowed to touch them. So, Rachel, are you guys doing business plans weekly?
Just give me a ball, okay, any more profile?
Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to help a little bit with that. We'll get you up to speed on some of those things.
7207784.
Okay. 11 o'clock, I can't even move a little bit. All right, so when you guys log into PropStream, have any of you ever used PropStream? You used it?
No.
Leah, have you used it?
Never used it.
Okay. All right, so it's great. You log in. You've got the username and the password now, right? Everybody set that. And you literally type in the zip code that you want to use. So I'm going to use one that Rachel just gave me. If you guys don't know Rachel, she's from the Laker program. She's on the Alliance team. Okay, so someone logged me out. That's okay.
Oh, really? How long? How long will it take?
I told you not to. David, did you know? Okay. This is the hardest thing to use.
They say there's 24 hours.
You're fine, but you'll get access, so you'll be good. Okay, so when you log in here, if she's looking at the zip code, and I don't know what zip code this is,
All right.
30642, so it might be,
That's
is
fine.
that Greensboro?
24 hours.
Is that
Yes.
Greensboro? Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
You're gonna get a list of properties on this side right here. Okay? Depending on which one you're focused on, if you're focused on high equity, vacant, liens, cash buyers, bank on auctions, pre-foreclosures, or just what's on the MLS. That's what you're going to click on, okay? Now I'm gonna tell you real quick how I use this, okay? So if we're focused on pre-foreclosures and there's only one over there, I'm gonna click on this. Okay, so it's logging out, that's okay. So when you guys log in, if you go to proceed versus logging me out, it works.
Yeah, I remember that.
So when you log in here, you're gonna put in your zip code and you're going to, choose what you wanna do up here, okay? I use pre-foreclosures when I wanna have high conversations. Be ready for that. You need to have a plan. They may say, I'm no longer in foreclosure. That's valid. You don't really wanna tell these people they're in foreclosure over the phone. They're gonna have a heart attack. And you don't actually know, okay? You wanna say, hey, your name came up on a list, and I wanted to verify that with you, and then see how I can help. And then they're gonna say, what list? And you're gonna say, a list that said that you're kind of in trouble. If you use that word foreclosure, they're going to flip out. You're scared. And that's real, right? You want to say, I work for Keller Williams. That is a bombshell in itself, because we're valid, right? And they know us. I work for Keller Williams, and we just want to offer you help. I want to see if we can help you save your house, or if you want to sell your house. Some of these people don't want to sell their homes. The value is in helping them save their home. Okay? That's a process. My team, we do a lot of REO work, we do a lot of short sell, a lot of those things. If that's gonna be your niche, you probably wanna have a one-on-one with me, okay, to get some steps in place. Every lender is different, okay? Every phone call to that lender is different. So when you call them, so first of all, you're gonna call and say, what's the process to get me on the account and be able to speak to the lender? They're gonna give it to you. Ton of phone calls. I'm just gonna call this person back. And this is after you've met with them to do a consult, okay? So if they wanna save your house, that's what I'm talking about. If they're like, well, I guess I could list it, you still have to call that lender and get the process. So either way, you gotta be on this account, okay? If you wait for this person over here, your seller, to do it, keep in mind, they're already in foreclosure. So they probably didn't do what they wanted to do in the beginning. They ain't gonna do it now, right? So you have to take the initiative and you have to stay on top of the bank. So whatever bank it is, Mr. Cooper, servicer, you're usually dealing with a servicer, not the actual bank. That's okay. You're gonna get on the account, you're gonna find out the process, you're gonna communicate with your seller or your person, right? This is what it looks like. They're gonna send you a package. If it's a listing type thing, see us, see Sheena. You're gonna get a price. The lender has to approve the price. It has to go through underwriting, okay? It's a process, and every lender is different. Not only is every lender different, every underwriter is different inside of that lender, okay? So the way Sheena does for short sales may not be the way I do it over here at Mr. Cooper, right? So be careful there. Auctions, you want to check the county. Is it really an auction? Okay? If it's
Check on the county.
the county has a list, so you're gonna check that before you make a call to this person. However, the value needs to be, I can help get your house sold with a cash buyer. Okay? That's one way. The other way is, it's not gonna be auctioned for 3 months. We can get it listed, average days in the market is whatever it is. And I can do you need to have like a next step in line, like a process, like a system, to say, here's first step, here's second step, here's third step. You're gonna lose your house. What's your plans if you lose your home? That's the biggest value in an auction. Usually these people are like, I don't know, and I'm scared, and I'm worried and I don't know where I'm going from here, okay? So if you don't do rentals, that's okay. Find an agent that does rentals.
Got one in the
Lydia
back.
does it.
Yep.
Partner with her.
Mhm.
Let her do the rental side. Guess what? If you don't follow up and stay in touch with that person, you're not gonna get that sale. You know who's gonna get it? Lydia. As long as she stays in touch after she finds the rental, okay? True transparency. She ain't stealing your business. You lost it. Does that make sense?
I mean, when they're ready to buy.
When they're ready to buy.
And they will call you.
And then,
They will call, because you were the source that helped them. It doesn't matter what property you found, you helped them. You solved their problem. We are problem solvers. We are lead generators that solve problems, okay?
to the foreclosure, the help saving the home, what is that process like?
It depends. So if the lender says, this is their first time in foreclosure, we can take these payments, put it at the back, deferment. If they say, let's take whatever's behind, break it down in their payments, they gotta be able to prove that they can afford it. If you can find an investor that can buy it and allow them to stay there, there's several different ways that you can do it. But to them, you're saving your house.
So with the thinking that in the future,
When they sell, they're gonna call you,
okay,
as long as you stay top of mind. Okay, because people will forget once the problem's over. So you still gotta touch base. You still have to have some kind of newsletter, whatever it is going out. So your emails in command or follow-up box, Rachel, however you guys use it, has to be on point. That's called a touch system, right? You have to figure out how many touches you're going to do for your clients every year. Keep it simple your first 2 years. Let that evolve. Don't go in here talking about, I'm gonna do a 95 touch system.
They don't even know what a touch is. Don't go too
Oh my
far
God.
off in the deep.
Oh, okay, so
Don't go too far off in the deep.
I'm sorry, let me, yes, absolutely. So a touch is how many times you communicate with that person, whatever your system is, every week, every quarter, every year, whatever it is. My team runs a 12-point touch system, simple, basic, we touch them once a month. That's it. Nick runs, so another agent, he runs like a 36 touch system. He touches them 2 to 3 times a month. It's his ROI is huge, huge, huge. He has a ton of people that are constantly referring business to him, right? But his newsletters, his texts are all value. Nobody cares about how many homes you sold this year. Some people talk, okay, 1 out of 10 might care. But for the most part, they don't. They want to know what you know. How are you the expert in Greensboro? How are you showing up on social media? What's your presence like? How are you portraying yourself? Does that make sense? How do you stand politically? Just be careful with those things. Okay, so that's a touch system. So you're touching those people. When you're dealing with foreclosure, it's up to the lender basically. It's also up to the client, how much money you have and what do you want to do. You gotta hear these people. You gotta ask the right questions. Then you gotta listen. If you ask questions and you don't talk, you're gonna hear a lot. Just make it about them. Hey, Sheena, I'm here. I know you're in a little bit of trouble in your home. How do I help? What would you like to see happen? And they may say, my husband passed away 5 years ago and I haven't cared about this house since then. I don't care what happens, right? Sell it. That's true. That is absolutely true. Or they may say, I've got 2 little kids. I don't know what to do after this. How do we save them? The value's there. Does it require work that you're not gonna get paid for?
that's the part. That's the part that I was trying to figure out, like, how do you get paid for it? But it's not instant gratification.
It's long term. Because that person will stay with you and be a raving fan on Google, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. And that Google review means more in ChatGPT right now than anything else, right? So you want that positivity, right? You want those things, but you gotta do a good job. You gotta offer the value and you gotta stay in touch. And then that person will refer you to everybody they work with, their friends, their family, like you're gonna be king. You're gonna be queen, which is what we want, right? So Every one of these are my fishing ponds. And each one of them has a system, okay? How does MLS have a system with us? Well, guess what? We're gonna have open houses. And we're gonna have an open house in 30642, okay? You can do this on 306 MLS too. Okay, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I would go to MLS and I would click to see what's on the market, what's active, and I would call those agents from a text and say, hey, I've got an open house, right? I would love for you to come. We're offering grilled hot dogs, whatever it is, right? I'm also holding a CE class on this day at my open that you're welcome to join. They might come. The value is more than walking them home, right? But you gotta kind of think outside the box a little bit. If you're holding the open to sell the house and to get instant, like in front of agents, to build a name, it's really important for Rachel at the lake to get in front of those lake agents. Rachel, am I right?
And you know what? I found that the agents who do it at a really high level, one agent had a headshot schedule. So you can come to the open house, bring your buyer or yourself, do content, and you get a free headshot.
Yep.
So just some ways to kind of think outside the box to get in front of these agents and get them out there. That's a way to offer value.
Rachel, did you hear that? Who's on here?
I did. It's the microphone is pulling from like the ceiling cam, and so sometimes it's a little bit funny.
All right, okay, so, yeah, so any way that you could do, whatever you can do to get in front of a group of agents, but offering value is how they're going to remember you.
Yeah.
And if my offer comes over, and this agent's offer came over, this agent was a little nasty with them earlier, they're probably calling me back and say, hey, seller didn't like that price point, but they love this price point. We'll probably work a little bit harder, right?
Yes.
The system, the ecosystem that you work in, you think is huge, right? Atlanta is big,
But it's not.
it's not. We run in the same circles.
Yeah.
We run it. Rachel at Lake Oconee, Eatonton, Greensboro, they're all on the lake board, one board. We're all on MBOR or decab board, but we see the same people that are producing over and over again. Now, your dual career or your agents that aren't putting in as much effort, you may not know them as much. But the ones that have the listings and have the buyers, you're going to get to know them. And you need to be pleasant. Because although you're out here doing 15 transactions this month, in 6 or 7 months, you might not have anything. And that agent needs a referral and your name came up and you were nasty to her or him, they're not choosing you for a referral. They're just not. Your name means a lot. Your reputation means more, right? That's all you got in this business. We're in a relationship business. Okay, so on prop streams, you've got the MLS, you've got the pre-foreclosures, you've got the auctions, right? I'd be careful of the auctions so you really understand that system. Then you've got high equity and you've got vacant. I use vacant all the time. You're gonna find more out-of-state buyers. Did you know that in Rockdale County, Newton County, 32% of the listings are vacant?
Wow.
76% sold last month in Newton and Rockdale, and they weren't furnished, and the buyer didn't stay there. I mean, the seller didn't live there. So that tells me that people are looking at homes that are not furnished, and no one's living there more than they are if they're living there. I'm assuming they're taking these pictures and throwing them into ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, Perplexity, and they're saying like, show me what this would look like with gray on the walls and my furniture here, and it's painting the picture for them. So when you're going to these listing appointments, make sure that you're telling these people like, here's the data, here's what we're seeing, right? Homes are selling faster if they're not occupied. Then you need to know about, because they're gonna say, well, how do I buy another home? And I got this one. What are they gonna do?
People
Call my mortgage lender.
That's what I would do.
Because we know how to do that.
But, what, okay, and that is what I would do, in all
You
honesty.
base the purchase on the seal.
But yeah, a little bit of knowledge, right? So if you don't know about how to do this, you need to get with a mortgage lender, you need to figure it out. So a couple of different questions is, how do I do it? right? So bridge loan, some kind of bridge loan. So they'll take the equity out of the property A that you're about to list, and they're gonna use it for the down payment or whatever they need on this next home. Okay, it's called a bridge loan. Your lender may have a different name for it, but the overall community, we call it a bridge loan, okay? Now, if they're cash is king, doesn't matter, right? Now, some of these people you're gonna run into, and here's what's gonna blow your mind, it ain't all Hispanics. They have a tax ID number. Some Americans use tax IDs, and I use their social, okay? It's crazy. Other people use a tax ID because that's what they've got to use, okay? You need to get with a lender that understands tax IDs. You need to understand what a tax ID is and a tax ID loan, okay? You need to understand the difference when they're buying it for their primary or they're buying it for business. Two different things, the lender don't do the same. So you got residential and you got commercial. Does that fall in the commercial line? You gotta ask your lender, every lender's different, okay? So those are important keys when you're doing this. When you call on high equity, you wanna make sure that you tell these people, and you need to know what you're talking about. Okay, so you're not just going off of here because Propstream says you got 500,000 on the equity. Say that. Lord have mercy, don't say that. But what you can say is that I see that your property holds a lot of equity. How have you thought about building wealth with that equity? Do not make it about you. Do not make it about that house and you're selling a listing. Don't do that. How do I help you earn another stream of wealth for your family? Make it about their family. Okay? And these people 9 times out of 10 will say, I've always thought about investing. Okay, let me help you find a refinance, or whatever you need, or HELOC, pull that money out, we could buy you another property. You're just an investor. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, if they're out of state, and you're gonna find a lot of these high equity and vacant properties with people out of state, or they bought when they were 20 and now they're 70 and they need to downsize, that's the conversation you need to have. You're not gonna know what conversation to have unless when you pull it up, you know I'm with high equity, and you know the property owner either lives out of state or they currently live there, right? So you need to understand the owners, okay? When you have all
At
this.
what time, sorry, at what time is going to give us all that information that you're saying?
Propstream will, what we do is we have Propstream pulled up and we have land list pulled up at the same time. So land list is a phone number to start with, and then bring up these conversations at a high level, because Propstream, when you're looking at it, gives you your comps, kind of, right? But it gives you a conversation starter. Because what's the goal? The appointment. You know, get the appointment. Everything in between, you're gonna go home, you're gonna figure out. Or if you're here, you're home, you're gonna figure it out. The most important part of this is the appointment. If you don't have the appointment, you can't convert. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Your goal should never be, I'm gonna make 10 phone calls today. It needs to be conversation based. I'm going to have 25 conversations, no matter how long it takes me. If it takes me all day, it takes me all day. And it might be $100, or it might be $200. But who cares? You had 25 conversations and you booked 5 appointments. If you have a 50-50 conversion rate, you're going solid on 2. You just pick up 2 pieces of business in one day. What? Yeah, like, this isn't rocket science. This is not rocket science. Everyone that's doing this on a high level are running these systems. I'm telling you, I've been in rooms, I'm there, I see it. We all run the same system. If we're doing it, y'all can do it. You just gotta start out doing it, become habitual, and then leverage. Figure out your leverage. What you hate doing, give it to somebody else because they love it. Find your people, right? I'm not saying you gotta start a team. I'm saying find an agent that's not busy and say, I've got these leads, can you help me?
And the beautiful thing about them being inside the PC community, you have leverage.
You have
You won't
leverage.
lean on each other.
100%. The biggest team in the brokerage is your PC. And they're loyal, right? You guys all have one goal, and that's to become productive. So, okay, that's high equity. Vacant is the same thing, okay? Well, guess what? Here's what I love. When you're making these calls, you have a thing right here called hash buyers. Guess what it gives you access to? Everyone that wants cash in that zip code, you can now reach out to and say, hey, you purchased 123 ABC in Greensboro 7 months ago for cash. And I see that you don't live there. Is this an investment for you? Yeah, it is. Do you have something? Yeah, I just got a phone with the seller. They live out of state. Here's what they're asking for. Are you interested? Bam. Right? If you need instant business right now, and y'all gonna hate me for this, and if Brianna Lee was in here, she'd probably choke me. You go to cash buyers, you put in a zip code that you're working. Hear me on this. It gives you every address that somebody has bought cash in that zip code. You go find out who they are. You get their phone numbers. You put it into an Excel sheet, put it in a command, send them a mass text saying, hey, I'm Shannon, I deal with investors all the time and I saw that you bought in the zip code for cash. We have a few off-market listings. We're getting ready to, or coming soon, we're getting ready to put on the market. Would you be interested? And if not, could you send me what you're interested in? Dang, you just picked up probably 15 people that are looking to invest right now. And it's gonna take you some work. Investors aren't easy, but it's business, right? You get to choose later on when you're really productive who and what you do, right? When we're kind of broke, you know, we get to choose a little bit. And I mean that like in the best way. Broke meaning, like in my mind, broke isn't always equated to what's in my bank account. Broke equates to what I've got closing in the next 30 days. That's how I look at it. So you don't have to look at it that way. That's just how my mind resets, right? I mean, you'll hear me say that. We got LeadGen, like we got LeadGen right now. Like I said that earlier, and my team looked at me and they're like, we gotta get caught up. I'm gonna need you to slow down. I gotta go to my office. And I'm like, no, I need you LeadGen. Like you got LeadGen. Like you don't have anything in the next 90 days. You're like, we got 14 on books. So but I have to keep pushing LeadGen. You are lead generators while you're problem solving. We call ourselves realtors because you need to be educated. Okay? But you don't have to fix it in your brain. You have to lead it. All right.
Just quickly, in the same vein as the high equity opportunities, the one of our team leads was at the GAR conference, and there was a woman there that did a whole training on in RPR, which we have access to. You can search by, you know, who bought their homes in 2011 and see all those addresses and then call on those, because those are probably people that have tons of equity.
100%. So do all of you know about RPR? That's great, Rachel. I love that. Did you go to the GAR conference this year?
Rich had to sub in for somebody.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, so if you do RPR, look at it. But I use RPR all the time. It's a great website. Probably most of us use it. So you can get into RPR, you can use that. You can pair it with PropStream, Landvoice, Forewarn, White Pages, social media, but there's no excuses as to I can't find, I can't do, I don't have a business. There are no excuses. Okay? All right, so you got all this. That's a lot to take in. Are we good? That was a lot.
Any questions?
We just went over touch plans real quick, like 3 minutes. Talked about Landvoice, PropStream, went over what that looks like when you're making those phone calls real quick, right? You guys can use scripts and they work. But when you get under pressure and you forget that script, you need to be able to base it on education and value. Do not make it about you. Okay?
So my hesitation would be not having the education. Like you just said all that stuff, how do you know all that? Like, so how do you, when you're first starting and you're not educated at that level, get into those conversations?
You know, a lot of people, especially if they were even ask that question, especially to like team leads or rainmakers or PCs or like whatever, right? You know, when I was starting out, I've thought about this a lot in the last 2 weeks. And I just talked to them. And I didn't really make it about real estate, I made it about their problem. You know, I'm really good, and this is just me personally, that I'm really good at hearing people's problems and then real quick thinking about what could be a solution and pivoting. And I don't know if that's our mom, dad brains or just a season of always having problems. I don't know where that comes from. But I know that everybody can do it, but you gotta hear them. So you gotta stop and you gotta listen. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. There's a really good book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, or How to Influence Friends and Win People.
James Carville.
Right.
Yeah.
If you haven't read his books, you need to read them, or Audible, or whatever it is, right? But you really need to put yourself in the rooms, in these little environments where you're doing the things that the top producers are doing. And those are books that we read over and over and over again. Like I've read Atomic Habits. I could probably tell you what's in the book on the page. And every time I read it, we were on the call Friday, I get so much from it. Every single time I have to go back and implement. I always change that because we've grown and let's implement this. But you have to be able to take your pride out of it and just say, okay, I'm vulnerable. What do I do? And who do I turn to? And when there's no one to turn to, you need to pick up a book and figure out how everybody else is doing it. Because if they're doing it, you can do it. There are no secrets. When you sat like at Remax, real estate was like, oh my God, we can't tell anybody. They're gonna get our stuff. There's no secrets in real estate. We all do this.
The other thing is, I've been sharing with you all, is to start where you are. Start with who's around you, right? How are you? Be regular, right? Be regular. Ask people how they doing. Listen to their problems and then figure out a solution. If you figure out they're in foreclosure, oh, my home is getting ready to foreclose. Okay, let me call my coach and see what should I do next. Let me find a book.
Go as far as you can go.
Go as far as you can go.
So that's like with just regular conversations, I'm good with that, with like, and picking up the phone call, like using prop streams, it's like it might be an investor or somebody whose house is in foreclosure, not knowing all of the information.
You don't need to know.
No.
Honestly, you don't need to know, especially an investor. They don't even really care what you know. They want to look at the numbers. So you produce the data and then they'll analyze it. It's not my job to analyze your numbers. I can give you the data, I can give you my opinion, but the market may change in 7 months when we get this house built, right? It's important that you disclose that. The value right now is not the value tomorrow. It just isn't, right? So you can produce the data, right? Give it to them and say, when can we meet to go over this? You want to be in their face as much as you can. And you do want to listen. I'm telling you, people want to talk about themselves. They do. They do. They want you to hear them and they want to talk about themselves. And that's okay. That is valid because I don't know what's going on at their house and you're not being heard. And I don't know if it's a mom and dad just hitting the bases and running all the time and they want to vent. I'm here. I'm here for you.
Yeah. So that's another question too. Like when I was making calls the other day and I was touching base with people that never ever talked to my mom. And it was like the conversations were going on forever because we were catching up and I was trying to find a way, you know, in the conversations.
That first call, you can't, not your steer. You got to hear them. And you're going to update your database.
Yeah.
The next time you call, it's, hey, this is Kimberly. This is a business call.
Yep.
I just put a listing on the market and I wanted you to know.
Yeah.
But you've got to inform them that you're calling on business
This is a
and not
business
to
call.
catch up.
Yeah.
Because if you start that phone call with, hey, let's catch up, or hey, how have you been? It's game over.
Yes.
So they got to fill you in. And you imported it, right? And that's okay too. It was a touch. Most importantly, did you ask for the business at the end of the call?
Yeah, that's it.
You have to ask for the business. Personal, business, whatever that call is, hey, remember I'm a real estate agent, but also I got an open house going on. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Do you know anyone that might be interested? Don't be like, do you know anyone that wants to buy or sell real estate? No, I don't know. Okay, great. Add the value. Add the value. Find the value. It doesn't matter if you're holding it open or not. Marcus is holding it open. He's holding an open house. Y'all need to know about it. There's an open house happening. Are you interested? You know what I'm saying? Find the value, right? Okay, so these are really, really important. So you gotta utilize it. If the tools are there and you're not utilizing it, I don't feel bad for you. Because when you come meet with me, I'm gonna look at your dating face and say, what'd you do?
It's real.
Hands down. And on that second meeting, I'm gonna look at you again and say, but on that third, I'm gonna have your PC sit in the room and we're gonna have a come to Jesus talk about why you're not doing the work and where you're gonna end up in 7 months. And if you're okay with that, I'm okay with it. But if you tell me you wanna win and you're not putting the effort in, I failed. I feel like I failed. I have to be as vulnerable and transparent with you as I will with the buyer side, right? That is our job. And it hurts. And I see people cry all the time. And I'm like, and then I have to go cry to somebody, right? So I'm like, how did that person's feelings? But I'm doing it at the best. I mean, I just try to find the best part and just say, you have to do this. You have to hear me. This is going to change your life in 5 years. I promise if you're consistent with this in 5 years, you will not be the same person you were when you first started this. Your bank account won't look the same. Your family's bank account won't look the same. And then the conversation is going to become, I've got 50 or 60,000 in an account that's sitting here that I want to reinvest. What do you think? Well, let's call KW Wealth. Let's talk to Kyle and let's see what better fits your needs. It may not be real estate. It may be whole life insurance policy is going to gain you 100,000 in 4 years. I don't know, but he knows and he can help guide you, right? But I'm not your financial advisor. But you got the money. Now let's figure out where we go from there, right? Okay, that's enough on soapbox. All right, so we're good here. Everybody's got passwords, you know how to log in on stuff. It's land, voice, and options. We'll get you caught.
She has language. She's already logged in, right?
Yeah. Damika's already, she just had a closing.
Into 4-1. Yeah.
All right, we'll get you. All right, guys, so here we go. If for some reason you can never find somebody to call, and I love this for y'all.
If for some reason.
But we can always find somebody. And I don't like this company, so don't get no ideas. But I will say they do give the leads if you're buying leads, right? Not buying leads. But if you're buying leads, they give decent leads. They're not horrible. I'm not going to talk bad about them. But they are trying to push other brokerages out. So they are trying to take over the real estate jobs. Okay? So if you're in here, and let's say you want to call for sale by owners. Okay? Guess what pops up?
Dun, dun, dun.
We buy other houses. Those are wholesalers. I know them very well. They're legit. Okay. So when they say we buy homes, it's not just because they buy ugly, trashy homes. They buy e as long as it fits their parameters. If the numbers work, you hear every investor say, I'll buy it if the numbers work. Okay, well, what'll make that work? What are your numbers? Every investor's numbers are different. So don't go out here and say, I talked to one investor and all 50 are going to follow. No, it doesn't work that way. Home light, they're okay. You can log in to For Sale by Owner and get these addresses, look it up, find the phone number, and call them. Okay? But you can also go on Invoice and do it. You can also go on Remind, do whatever. On Zillow, you can look up who's selling For Sale by Owners if you don't want to log into any other system, and you can figure it out. Same system, same process. You need to build an SOP around the way that you LeadGen. An SOP is just how you do things. It's just a checklist, okay? If you're consistent in this business and you don't start building your processes now, in 5 years, you're gonna regret it. Okay? I picked up the phone, I called 25 people, I got 3 appointments, I landed 1. That was my process. Okay? Very simple. I landed it, and what did I do from there? Build it on the MREA. Okay? Don't go away. So here are your For Sale by Owners, guys. Guess what you're gonna do? Call them.
Are you able to share that screen?
I can.
Thank you.
But it just followed. I'm sorry. Okay, so you're on Zillow, you put in your For Sale or your zip code, whatever it is, and then you call these people. Okay? All right, here's the stat. I know a lot of stats. I know a lot of numbers. 1 out of 8 agents never call for the second time. So 8 agents call this For Sale by Owner. Only one called back for the second time. You know how many times it takes to convert a for sale by owner? 8 phone calls. 8. We call 12. 8. So calling that first time, not really gonna land it, you're making an impression. Second time is a conversation. Hey, just calling you back, following up. I know you told me that you're not really interested in it, but I was just asking. And I was wondering if I could hold an open house for you. Man, I've landed so many listings like that. Once I'm in there for the open house, they see the value, I've marketed it. They're not paying me for this. Okay, I'm hoping to pick up a buyer. Okay. However, conversations happen. I had an in-person meeting with the seller. I'm calling back. When he gets ready to list that house, you know who's calling?
You,
Me. All day. It works. Okay. The problem is we can't find the time to hold these open houses. America makes the most money in the country. We spend the most money and we have the least amount of time to dedicate to any because we're so all over the place. Average income in worldwide is $34,000 a year. Average income in America is under $50,000 right now. So you're talking to these people about buying $500,000 homes. Know who you're talking to. You can't talk to a millionaire who's in the 1 percentile of the US. Actually, 667,000 is 1%. Anything above that is hitting 0 point whatever. You can't have the same conversation that you're having with someone that lives in a $50,000 home or a $100,000 home and wants to go buy a $200,000 home. It's not the same conversation, right? Know your target. Know who you're talking to, right? Body language. And I hate that. Body language from the person, the way they talk to you. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. I sold an 85-acre pecan orchid to a guy, and I didn't even preserve them close. It was almost $1 million. I was like, this guy's jerking me, because kid you not, real farmer, beat up truck, all the stuff, right? One of my third or fourth deals. And this guy's not real close. Cash in South Georgia. I was blown away. And I had to get myself raised and get over that because everyone doesn't look the same and you can't judge everybody that I'm telling you to. But sometimes you gotta make those calls, right? But you gotta be careful because I could have lost that deal and I had both sides. That was an agent referral actually that listening. It was from Shannon Williams. I'll never forget that. I was like, why is she giving me this? I don't know what to do. I never saw it in my life.
She just looked.
Yeah.
There it is.
I was like, calling for help.
What's that book, 4 Feet from Gold?
Yeah. So anyway, when you're making these calls, you're on the phone, these for sale by owners, you do need to have some type of a script when you call them if you think you're gonna get nervous, right? Have a script. And then put it on your calendar as to when you're calling them back based on the conversation you have, because you're going to forget.
Or put a task in command and it'll alert you.
Love that. I don't know about Follow Boss, Rachel, but in command, we can set tasks. And we can assign it to ourselves so that it'll alert us what we need to do that day, who we need to call, all those things based on what we see, all your notes, all that stuff. Try to use command as much as you can, except Rachel, she's on the team, but you guys try to use command as much as you can. Because it will help in 4 or 5 years. And tag those people.
Okay, that's another class.
That's another class. All right. You got this with the 4 sale by owners? Because we're gonna move quick in just a minute. I got 3 minutes. I got 11:45 and move. You got this? I'm asking for a reason. Okay.
You'll be it.
oh, I actually sold my house and was a little for sale.
Okay.
And then you can make it. You know why? So that was easy.
Yeah, second person I showed it to.
What year was that?
Right.
Right.
What year was that? Long time ago.
COVID. Love that. Market shifted twice since then. We're in a real shift. We've shifted now, and now we're becoming solid in our recovery year. So this is your year to move forward. Right? Gain market share this year. So I'm telling you, if you guys don't, the other agents are. Because we've lost so many. Okay? You want the market share. If you don't know what that means, please come to team meetings. We talk about that all the time in these classes and what it is to have market share and to be the agent that you want to be. We're going to avatar. Who's your avatar? Who's your target for your buyers? If you're dealing with for sale by owners, everybody's not for you. That's okay. Go to the next one. These people are transitioning. Don't make it a transaction, okay? Look at it like you're transitioning from point A to point B, and how do we make it the best experience for them?
I was actually talking to an agent, and I was like, the first week, people said they were gonna show up, they didn't show up. The next week, I was like, well, if they don't come this week, I'm gonna call you back. It just so happened, they all came, and then the second person that came, they
For Zillow? For your for sale by owner?
It probably was an investor.
No, it was, somebody that wanted to move back to the area, and it was like a hot neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
During COVID, you know, you couldn't keep.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
It's always a good time to buy something. I never think it's.
It's frustrating though, for sale by owners.
What's the frustration of it?
Getting people actually there.
The marketing.
So y'all hear that? From
So
a for
then
sale by
Posting
owner.
an open house, got it.
Yeah, so from a for sale by owner, these are the things you need to know. What are the pain points?
What was the first?
So what was the pain point?
Getting people to the house to actually show up. They would call and say, hey, I want to come check out your house. Can I set up an appointment? I'm like, yeah. But
They never call back.
they never show
They
up.
didn't fall through.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay,
biggest
well, if I can
problem.
list your property, guess what, I can post an open house, and I can also show your property for you, so you don't have to deal with that headache.
Mhm.
It's finding that pain point.
Yeah.
So you can relate when you're doing your buyer's guide or your seller's guide.
Mhm.
You can tell that story.
Yeah.
Tell that story about you were a for sale by owner, and these were my pain points. And if you want to build your downline, then you want to bring in agents. Agents could have done A, B, C, D, and followed through. For that guide, please reach out to me. Build your downline. When you're talking on social media, because you're going to have to talk on social media. Should let me do.
That's my problem. I don't want to, like, I go out and I do marketing, like I'll show a house or walk through and, you know, I do a lot, but I don't never get on camera. And TikTok was like, you're not a real person.
Mhm.
So
'Cause
everybody look
I
it
don't
up.
get on camera.
The stat says that in 2 years, if you're not on social media, it'll be extremely hard for you to get business in real estate. Family Reunion was built around this year. AI.
Social media.
Social media.
Yes, it was.
Now, all the classes about farming and getting back to the basics were so full, you couldn't get enough. Why? Because agents, although everybody needs social media and they need the AI and all this stuff, people need the basics.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone's not gonna relate and fall into this over here. You're still gonna have to be organic and get your referrals. Everybody pull up Facebook real quick. Rachel, pull up Facebook if you can. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna compare what he just said real quick.
I just want a base for real estate, because I got two, I got for the church, myself,
Oh, that's right.
and I got for
Either one.
real estate.
Either one. And then put in Trey Bell. Trey, last name Bell.
Is he the family photo?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't listen to him.
You should be able to scroll down and see like
His video.
his video.
Mm-hmm. It's our OP.
What's his name again?
Trey Bell.
Trey.
Everybody follow him and add him as a friend. Can't without him. So what we doing, Robert?
He said he's supposed to come back today.
So how do I follow him? Are you on Facebook? You're on Facebook?
Yeah.
No, go to Facebook.
I am.
You're on Facebook.
Not search.
Oh, just go to Trey Bell. Just put on Trey Bell.
He's kind of good. It was like from the rest.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Just want some. It's fine. The reason I want you guys to do that is to see how he's engaging. And just get an idea. So he's just an idea of what he's doing compared to like his lives compared to his post. They're very informative. And he's getting tons of leads off of them. The other one you can look at is Nick Montgomery.
Thank you.
Nick Montgomery, his number one source right now besides golden letters is Facebook. Is social media, yeah. So Nick Montgomery, Trey Bell. Next Tuesday, we're gonna have a class with Sarah Malowski. She's number one in the region for YouTube. I don't know. YouTube
There's a bunch of
girls.
Trey Bells, surprisingly.
Oh,
Everybody's like one. Yeah.
So he mixes his videos a little bit with personal business, and he tries to make sure he's informing everybody what's going on. That's not how you guys have to do it, right? Lydia's making a stance. Oh, Lydia.
It's not fully real estate though. My Insta is real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I follow Facebook.
I do it on
I like it.
Facebook, Insta, TikTok, everything.
So the data is showing that you need to make one post, and you need to carry that same post throughout every platform.
Yeah.
But there are certain times for each social
Yeah.
media page. It's terrible. Like TikTok, you can do lunchtime. At Facebook, I've learned so far it's either, it's weird for Facebook. There's like late at night is best for me, and then Instagram usually is between 4 and 5 p.m. I don't know what it is, but I get more hits. Oh, and little kids too. Teach your kids how to work for you and you record them. They'll get you thousands of views.
Yeah, I agree. That's the only way I ever got back when I was younger and my kids were doing great. Okay, all right, so take a look at this thing and go from there. All right, guys, so we're good on for sale honors. We understand it for the most part. You also know how to go to ChatGPT and get a script if you need to, based on you. You can use Gemini, you can use Perplexity, whatever you use. Okay, I just tend to fall into the ChatGPT. All right, so we talked about that real quick. It's 11:47, I'm 2 minutes behind. All right, guys, does everybody have a database inside of their CRM?
Of course they do. She's asking you, have you uploaded your contacts inside the command? Yes,
Not
Lydia and
good.
I just met about that.
Okay,
It's in the works.
give me a date. When's it gonna be finished?
That's not great.
So Monday?
Yeah.
So make a note.
Okay.
Make a note. She's gonna make sure you follow up with her on Monday. You have your database up front?
So I get a nice, like I just said, something context.
Okay, love that. You've got command on your phone?
Kimberly is already starting to
You got yours. Oh, good. Rachel, you got yours on follow-up box or either, where do you keep yours? Your database?
On follow-up bus.
Oh, you got, hey, Clay. I didn't know you was here, I'm sorry. Okay, so what we're gonna do, your first phone call is gonna be your database.
Yay, we love the database.
It's your sphere. And Ava's laughing because she's looking very confident.
Not all of them.
Yeah. It is hard to get through. I will say, it is really, this is not an easy task.
No.
And so when you get burned out, you stop and you come back tomorrow, but you've got to follow the plan. Okay? All right, are we ready for this part? Because we're gonna spend a good 30 minutes on this. Rachel, you're gonna turn your camera on and mute yourself. Clay, if you're gonna make the calls, you're gonna turn your camera on, you're gonna mute yourself. If you get stuck, I'm gonna call you. Huh?
You ready to do it?
Right.
Oh, we're gonna do it during
I love
the
that.
challenge. Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Me too.
But I love you being uncomfortable
Yep.
even more. I love that for you. God, y'all look nervous. Okay.
So my call is like
Let's
a
hear
lot of people that I hadn't spoken to.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry
love
to
that.
hear that.
You know what, though? They're gonna be extremely excited to hear.
They really are.
And
Like
you know
Kimberly just said.
Yeah.
Here's what you don't want to happen, and this has happened so many times. I'm sitting in this room. Someone calls someone, and their kid answers the phone and informs them that they passed away.
Yeah. That's tough. I've made those calls too.
That is tough.
Oh, it's tough.
That is tough.
Yeah.
Don't be those people, right? I'm one of those people. I'm horrible, but don't be those people. Okay. So if you have a reach out in a minute, it's about them.
Yeah.
Okay. It's about them. You gotta have command up or a notebook. You're gonna take notes. This is not an admin session. We'll be clear about that, so we didn't get caught up in command real quick. You're gonna make your notes, go back there and do it. We'll make the calls. Okay? Y'all ready? Y'all good?
Don't put
Real
your
nervous.
commands, what you said, don't put your notes in command.
Not right now.
Unless you're quick.
No,
If you're
not
quick,
right now.
but we need to move,
Mhm.
okay? Because we're gonna move on to, we gotta print the, these flyers and the Johns. Yeah. All right, guys. Cameras on? Rachel, can you turn your camera on? Can you turn your camera on?
Cause we have goals.
We're gonna do this until 11:25, then we're gonna send out some text real quick.
12:25.
25?
12:25, I'm sorry,
30 minutes?
30 minutes.
Let's
You
go.
gotta have 3 conversations.
So
Yeah.
keep down.
Y'all ain't playing. Rachel, I'm gonna go to your office.
So what do you recommend that they do? Are we check GPT in the script?
Do you
Or are we
need to
using forward? What are we doing?
You should practice at 9 a.m. this morning.
Yep.
See,
I told you this.
See, we send us,
You
scripts.
can use your scripts.
I can use that one.
You can use ChatGPT, use your scripts, you get stuff right beside you, but we're going to make the call.
Just touch.
You want to make your walk together.
Just
You
make
can
a
move to the
text.
back, you can walk outside,
Okay.
you can go over there, but believe me, I'm following.
We're just making tests.
No, you're getting an appointment. Whoa, let's change that mindset. We're getting an appointment. We are getting an appointment. Where's Rachel? Let me get Rachel here. I think that Rachel's gonna be great at this. 1 minute has passed. Rachel, are you making your call to your database? Do you know how to use the script?
Hi, Jeff. My name is Rachel Diamond. I am a real estate agent with Alliance Home and Land Group, which is part of Keller Williams here at Lake Oconee. I noticed that your home was on the market recently and that you had taken it off, and I wanted to touch base and just see.
Rachel, that's a great job. That is so good. She got
You're unmuted. She was unmuted. Rachel, can you hear us? So you're muted. We can't hear you.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Good job, Rachel.
Thank you.
My challenge to you is gonna be your follow-up.
Yeah.
So if you could think about your follow-up today, send me an email or Sheena. We'll send you Sheena's email. Send Sheena an email about your plan to follow up with everyone you touch base with. Rachel got, and I could be wrong, so correct me, Rachel got 2 follow-ups with one woman. Am I right?
What did I do? I called on an expired listing, left a voicemail. I followed up with someone that I've been hounding to get them to agree to list a house that I know that they really want to sell because they've already bought something right down the road from it. And he responded and said he's going to call me when he leaves his job site. Reached out to a friend who's actually on a flight right now that's interested in land within Reynolds so that they can have a membership. So coordinating with them on a list that I already got from, I requested actually from the tax assessor's office for, if you don't know much about Reynolds out here, is that people buy lots and don't build on them ever just so that they can have a membership. And so I'm cleaning that list to see who has owned for a long time and that their tax bill gets sent out of the area. So I know that they're probably not using it. So there might be a list of lot on there that would be a fit for them as a flip-ish. And then sent a message to the communications director at our school, who's a friend of mine, that about downtown Charmer in Eatonton it's actually the home of a very popular local pediatrician that's leaving. And it's minutes from the school. So it's a really good location for anybody that wants to wake their kids up and get to school within 20 minutes total.
Do we think the communications director at a school is an influencer of people?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the person she could have reached out to, right? Because that person is being asked by those parents, have you heard of anything coming to the market? Do you know of anything? Do you know a great agent? Who's making a connection? Her next step should probably be holding a lunch. A teacher lunch or something. She also failed to mention that she's going to get a coffee. She also failed to mention that she's going to get a coffee Monday morning. She set an appointment with an insider. Can you hear now?
Yes, sorry.
So she set an appointment for Monday as well. So good job, Rachel. And this is your first time doing this with us? I believe so.
Yes.
Right, yeah, okay, great job, well done. Okay, so David let's go over numbers real quick. I sure hope you kept up with how many numbers you dialed, how many conversations you had, how many voicemails you left, right? Because you're gonna need it, okay? All right, so David got 2 follow-ups and 1 possible appointment.
Two follow-ups.
2 follow-ups. The last one in Lawrenceville,
Right.
he's already told him what he wants. The only issue is that he should have grabbed that appointment. He closed it, but he didn't close it with an appointment. So that's practice.
How long you gotta wait to call the customer back?
I would call
Now.
I would call right now.
Well, it's hot.
Time kills deals.
Yeah. Now. You should pick up the phone right now and call him back.
So he's probably having a conversation with his coworker,
Yep.
saying, or someone overheard, oh, you think I got a great
Great
agent.
agent. Yep. And you sitting on it, they're gonna send somebody that agent. Yep.
I'm good. I got
Okay, so David got some stuff. Can we ask, I heard that you had 1 key lead in South Carolina. You said you're gonna call it back. Did you get anything else?
Yeah, I got another lead. I got another lead that I'm gonna call back. I got 2 people that I'm gonna send my home buyers seminar information to.
Those are great leads.
Yeah.
Ava, did you get, 2 leads, like 2 callbacks when you talked to those people? Yeah, I think you got 2 and 2, yeah. Tanika, did you get anything? Okay, we ain't calling up you. That's okay. You're about to get it. I don't know what Lydia got. I don't know what she got.
Oh, we need to tell her that we're back.
Alright guys, so we just called for roughly an hour. And we got, Rachel got 4?
3 out of 4.
Alright, so you got 3 left on voicemail, right?
Yeah, 3 out of 4 I made contact with.
Okay, so 3. Marcus got 2, he just got a call back. I don't know where that's leading. You've got 2. Kimberly got 2 for her home buyer seminar, so I'm gonna count those, right, as good leads. David got 2 follow-ups, 2 true follow-ups, and I don't know what Lydia got. All right, this was about 1 hour. 11 an hour with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then count Lydia's 5, 6 people, 11. How many numbers did you dial, Kimberly?
I dialed 7.
How many numbers you dialed, Ava?
What you got?
10.
Did you get any follow-ups,
David,
any
how many
appointments?
numbers? Good tickets.
Okay.
Tanika,
I
how many
didn't
calls
get
you
call
got?
backs once I had a conversation, of course.
Tanika, how many numbers? I'm sorry. Okay. Lydia, how many numbers you dialed?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I made 10 minutes.
Okay.
The 3 calls.
Just like fingers.
Yes.
And you got how many calls?
3, but I only made it to 1 because I was therapist.
So you had 1 combo, right?
Just asking about your relationship.
1 conversation?
1 conversation, yes.
So you made 10 dials in 1 conversation.
Yes.
Okay.
3 callbacks.
3 callbacks. What does that mean, 3 callbacks? Like voicemails or 3 people called you back already?
Call me back.
Wow, that's great.
And I had 2 conversations, I'm sorry.
You had 2. That's even better. That's 2
Yes.
out of 10.
Yes.
All right. So we roughly had, I don't know Marcus's numbers and I don't know David's numbers. So let's just say 10 and 10. Okay? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 51, so 58 dials. Let's just call it that.
Got 3, anyway.
Let's go! Let's go!
Good job. Did you get an
I
appointment?
just leave my note. I just
Okay.
leave a voicemail, they call me back.
Oh,
Good
nice.
job.
Okay, good.
Now you have to get the appointment. So we're moving in the right direction here. You see where I'm going? We're moving. It's just gonna take a little bit more practice, okay? But we're getting there. All right. So roughly, we made 58 dials. And I don't know what Marcus got, but I know he's got a lot of callbacks. And we've got 12 follow-ups. Probably 3 real appointments in here. Okay? 1 hour, guys. Imagine what you could do in 3. It will change your life if you commit to this. Okay? Once you get busier and you don't like doing this, you will leverage this. Okay? But you will build it into a system. But if you don't make it habitual, you're not going to close 30 you want to do, or the 40, or the 10, or the 50. You're not going to do it. You have to lead you. You got to find your niche. Okay, so real quick, Scott Leroy, if you reach out to him, we'll do a newsletter for you, and you can send it to your database every month. You have to reach out. You have to ask for it. He will do it for you. He will also import your contacts for you if you don't know how to do it. Okay. You can have a one-on-one with him if you need to. I would employ you to download an app called Reach. It's free, and it's a mass texting service. You can do a little template. You can hit all your contacts. You have to form the groups in there. It is a little time consuming in the beginning, right? Just like everything, getting it set up. If you have a VA or anything you're working with, that person can do that for you. But you can hit one text and hit all your contacts. Okay?
So instead of going from command, you're saying, from tweet.
I'm saying Reach is free.
Reach is free. Command, you pay for Twilio. So
Yeah, I was about to ask you the same thing as Twitter.
It's the same thing, split,
Same
but
thing, so
But here's what you're giving up. You're trading time for money.
Yeah.
Okay? Because when you get the text back, you gotta go back into command, you gotta update it. Breach doesn't talk to command.
Yeah.
Okay? But if you don't have the money, which is always what I'm looking for, is how do we do this cheaper, right? Then you have to do it that way. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
You gotta build the admin into your schedule. If you've got the money for Twilio, do Twilio. You wanna make your life easier, not harder, but not all of us can afford $25 a month or how much ever it is.
It's really only like $3 to $5 a month. Yeah, it's cheap.
What's the glass of tea at McDonald's then?
Yeah.
So, how many dollars do you make?
Yeah.
How many conversations do you have? You're not gonna know your conversions if you don't keep up with it.
I only had 2.
You have 2 conversations, okay?
Yep.
I got it here, actually, okay. So, 11 calls, 2 conversations, not bad. Gotta learn how to close them.
They're followers.
Money's in the follow-up. You'll never hear me say anything differently. All right, guys.
I actually talked to 5 out of the 7 people I called,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I don't know, just with what I do, like, people just get on track.
It's okay. This is money's in the follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
How do you follow up to the conversation to offer value to them, to let them realize that you're here to help in real estate?
Right, not like, I'm sorry, Shannon.
But
Like, we caught up with the whole coaching counseling thing, that's who they think is called.
Yeah. You gotta change them. Now you gotta coach them into real estate. How do I help you build wealth? How do I help you get out of your current situation? Now, here's what I'm telling you. When you get this business, because it will come, you will get the closing. You follow the system. I'll walk in my office and be like, this is too hard. So I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna say, you prayed for this and we can get through this and you're not gonna give up.
Y'all going in there anyway, don't even worry about it. But what I was gonna say is, after you make the calls, you made your notes, make sure you block off time for admin. Because you look good when you go into command and you put the notes in about the conversation you had. And when you follow up with them, you're able to pick it up. You're able to pick up that conversation. Hey, you told me Mike was in basketball. How's that going? Right? And it's only because you made notes.
Yeah.
In your CRM. Right? So block off that admin time.
You won't tell me you won't remember yet.
Nope.
Okay, so we have some stuff here for you.
question on the reach thing. When you mass text people, like I don't know.
I would do some value.
WhatsApp, anything?
I would do some value. So I would do something around the market.
Okay, so market sense.
I would not talk political. Keep that off the plate.
Right.
But I would go all market.
Okay,
I would go to chat, say, hey, I want to send a mass text to 200 people. I want to keep it low key and simple, but I want to run the market. What does that text look like? If chat knows you, I want this to be micro pitch. If I'm hitting it with drone or whatever, I want it a little more formal, right? Not too formal, a little polished, right? So it just depends on what you're doing.
not like the investors in the area, I posted about a spam call and how annoyed I was with mine.
Or you can group them out.
You'll get that back, like the response back? Yes,
They'll text you.
okay.
They'll text you. I don't know how to look at the analytics on Reach. I've been trying to research that because I like to see my open rate and all that stuff. She has heard me talk about that staff meeting. Like I don't get caught up in that staff meetings because y'all don't open your emails. Rarely text messages. It's too hard. So you have to figure out what works for the group of people you're targeting. Emails in this office don't work. Voice messages, I'm thinking might work a little bit better, right? So you gotta figure out your target. So when they don't reply, then you gotta figure out how to reach them. So that's what I'm saying. Hit Scott Roy up for a newsletter. Let that be a touch, right?
And how do you get in touch with it?
You just scholarmarketing.com.
It's pretty easy, I just want to.
Yeah.
Videos, you can do videos too?
On Reach, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if you do that on Reach.
Try that.
I don't know, but video messages work.
Yes.
Yes.
Video messages work, right? Keep it real simple, real short. Make sure you've got something at the bottom, like some letters popping up or something saying how to reach you, or you follow the text and this is how you reach me, whatever it is, but you gotta have a call to action there. But that's a touch,
That would be amazing too, if you had a listing, you'd be like, hey, this is how we got. I want you to
100%.
send me your buyer.
I'm looking for a rental, this is what I'm looking for, whatever it is, but you're adding the value to the text because you're not gonna get people to open your text if you're not giving them value. If it's fluff, they're not gonna show up. They're just not. Not the people we want. Look at your first time home buyers, which is who we need to work with, right? But if you don't give them some value, when you're texting them, they're gonna think you're like a scammer, right? Because that's where we are in the world. Okay, so, I'm gonna go this one.
So we have,
A lot.
Yeah, we have a lot. We have expired and we have withdrawals from the listing, from the, MLS. We have Covington addresses and phone numbers from Land Voice, and then we also have Lilburn. I pulled those for,
Thank you.
Now, guys, don't get caught up on these phone numbers. You can ain't right now, one for one, white pages and social media.
if you don't work hard right now, then you can work later.
Yeah.
You going to work with me. You going to work to me. I don't know. This is the point. This is your full-time job. You gonna do the work to me.
Did she say yes to me? What did she say?
Well, you have to kind of sift through them because there are some where they have do not calls, so you have to kind of sift through the list.
You see what I'm talking about? If we don't give out the leads and stuff, I get complaints.
Yeah.
Give them out, we get complaints.
I know, it's just, it's not
The
so.
Johnson expires, yeah. We're messing with you.
Yeah, we are.
But sometimes emails are listed and remind to look them up.
If you withdrew your listing, you're saying, I just changed my mind, correct?
Possibly,
Okay.
What if they didn't like the marketing from the real estate agent?
Yeah.
What if the agent wasn't working?
yeah.
What if the agent was working, but they weren't communicating to the seller, so the seller didn't understand the value the agent was gonna give them, and they fired them because of low communication?
So what's the difference between withdrawal and
So
canceling?
then.
Did what?
No, that's why they have to sit it through. I just pulled them all.
Is the agent still protected if they withdrew?
Only if the buyer that the agent can prove buys the property. They had to have shown them that house or had some value, some communication with that buyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if they want to sell it and they withdrew, the agent protected if the house gets sold.
What are they protected?
That's only.
Only if one of the buyers buys that showed or saw the house under the community date of that listing.
Rachel, you have a list as well. I've already emailed it to you.
Yes, I've got that. How did you fill in all the information?
I pulled it based off the zip codes you provided us.
And then just the, all the details on there, regarding the phone numbers and the DNC and the, how are you gathering that?
We pay for Land Voice and it gives us that. So you have access to Land Voice, you want and look at it, but we just pay for that and it operates it. So
Okay, perfect.
we're wrong, so we gotta research it. Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. We ready? Now, it's really simple if you make notes on each piece of paper and then add it to kind of later on, instead of trying to figure all that out right now and coming out.
Does anybody have questions?
So what are you asking? Your expired?
These are expired listings and withdrawn. So it should tell you whether it's expired or withdrawn. Yep, you'll see it right in the middle under MLS information. And so you just call them and see how can you provide value. So this is the next guy.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna do this until about 1:15. Make some calls.
If I call it expired, I can tell them I see it.
Yes,
Okay. If I call it withdrawn,
You see?
what do I tell them? I see that you changed your mind?
I saw the listings going on the market. How can I help?
Yes.
This is what I see. We've got active buyers at our brokerage looking for listings, and we just want to be a service. That's it. Don't overthink it, don't make it complicated. And also keep in mind with expires and withdrawals, 1 million agents are calling these people. That's why you get hung up on that first call. Remember, nobody calls back. They don't. We are not follow-uppers as agents, just don't. We want instant gratification.
Move on to the next.
And
You should, yeah.
So are we calling all these numbers, not the GNC?
You're gonna call whatever number until they get you an appointment.
Until you get them on the phone.
Exhaust all options.
I should be a little more professional. I need to be now when you're in boot camp mode, you see, I get more minutes. You gotta get you some.
Right. That's such a good idea.
Yeah, I love that. Got my tennis shoes on, was ready.
They actually camouflage on
On the flyer.
I think that's jokes.
Lydia,
and what's up in there.
David.
David. I get. There's one sentence in
Spanish.
Spanish.
So they'll give you a Spanish time.
Okay.
So if you get that, it's maybe only.
That's right, that's a referral fee.
I need a referral
That's
fee.
right.
There you go.
100%.
Made note.
You will co-broker.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Co-list.
Oh, sorry, you're not leaving a message. You're not leaving a message.
Oh, it's in Spanish.
We got another Spanish.
Do we all have the same?
No.
Okay. I heard someone say Spanish, and I got Spanish.
How many other Spanish people do we have?
You don't think they speak English? Let's leave the voicemail.
Oh, yeah, did not.
Should we
Yes.
Yeah.
So how would you leave this?
Hey, this is Shannon. Just calling because I saw that you withdrew your listing. We've got active buyers in the area. How can we be of service to you to help you get that house sold?
How can I help? How can I help?
Oh, Lydia.
No, they're what?
Oh, I was just about to say, Lydia, David is having a, oh my, I was gonna pair y'all up. Don't worry, my last name is Bautista. They think I speak Spanish too.
I didn't.
Yeah, seriously, they do.
Once I say then I call, so I call them.
Only that number.
Only that number.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Regina, it's Kimberly Jones.
Oh, that's it.
Just rely.
Hi, this is anybody. I'm Miss Helen Williams, and I see that your listing came off the market. Is there anything I can do to help you? Should I have buyers in the area? Give me a call back and let me know how to get that.
You didn't leave your phone number. Welcome to boot camp. Let's go. Down next one. It's all right. Go to the next one.
Holy shit.
I see you on there. 205 Nash Street, Lawrenceville, Georgia, 30046.
Hello, this is David. This is Kimberly Jones. I noticed that liver was withdrawn.
Are we the homeowner 2963?
We have active buyers in the area.
Yeah, I
I would
would
love to talk to the leader about sharing those calls on that. That's all. I know all about a bunch of calls already.
Oh, so your home was a recently listed?
Okay,
But if it's not,
it looks like it was, as of Washington. That it was on market. Okay, have you been?
Hi, this is Adeline. Hello, this is Ava.
And that's
Adeline.
963.
I'm from Calvary Williams.
What about 3340 Valley Road? No, okay.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I'm going to go to Kelly Williams.
they're cooking. You got it. Keep going.
Sure, we'll do a great time and come back next year. Hi, Cedric. Hi, this is Sonia Jones with Kelly Williams, and I noticed that our baby brother was trying, recently expired.
Good job. What she want you to go back for? Good, next time. Yeah.
Come back another time.
Okay, thank you so much.
Put that to the side and follow up next week. And don't, when you call back, you're Ava. Hey, this is Ava. I'm a local realtor. Okay, looking to help you. How do I help?
So the last name?
Just on that one phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of these, I remember, this is.
Yeah, you would normally go to, that's why you have 4 beyond. So 4 will give you the number. You become the best researcher in the world. And nobody trying to cheat on you. And then when you go sit with your team leader, you ask her, how do you find the phone number? She's like,
I just noticed that there's a property on seasonal farm branches. Also, it's being expired. I just wondering if I could put one on the Please give me a call back and I will give you some process of the case. This is 727. Thank you.
Hi, Sasha, it's Kimberly with Keller Williams. I noticed that your property at 3772 Sunrise Way recently expired, and I noticed that you were upselling in that area to get that listing reactivated and we get that shortly sold. If you can give me a call back, that would be wonderful. 470-231-5670. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, may I speak with Chris Smith, please? May I speak with
Hi,
Chris?
it's Kimberly with Keller Williams.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
this is Ava. I noticed that your home came off the market and.
Hi there, it's Kimberly with Keller Williams. I noticed that someone property at 351 Jackson Beach Drive recently expired, and I wanted to see how I could help you. So we have, I got to post your number so you can call back at 608-549-8569. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Awesome. Right.
So that question, they have multiple numbers. Do you leave a voicemail on each number, or you just choose the last one?
Hi, this is Kimberly with Shannon Williams. I noticed that the property at the Conyers Drive has recently been withdrawn from notice. And we have a few providers in the area to talk to about helping you get that property that's and so.
Hi, Jennifer, this is Angela. I see that you're on the same course in market. Thank you. I'm a local director and
We settle on it, I say, to Cascade Citizens Hire. Trying to see if I can get back in the market, disregard the address for the driver, the car still. Please give me a call if you need for assistance. My phone number is 678-720-77. Thank you.
Good morning, is this Ruth? Yes, this is Kimberly with Shannon Williams, how are you? Good, yes, I noticed that the property in 5 Jane Lane has recently been withdrawn from the MLS. And we have active buyers in your area and wanted to. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm a local realtor in the area, and we have active buyers. I see that your home came off the market. I'm just trying to find out how you know. Give me a call or text me, my 770-856-7262. Hi, Rachel. James, sure, this is there. Sweet. Is it hard to, it's good. Oh, is it? No, this is really good. I think it's really how to homeowner or 6193, College Street, Northeast, and Kennedy, Georgia. See it in the home is, we've got to take it off of the market. And I was just trying to find out, you know, we're interested in selling it. If you put it in home, 770.
Hi there, it's Kimberly with Shannon Williams. I noticed that your property at has been.
Hi, this is
Amy.
I'm a local realtor.
We have a number at the
Yes, yes,
To see how I can help in my concern.
yes, sorry, Casimir,
Hi there, this is Kimberly with Keller Williams. And notice that your
This is Kim Collins.
excuse me, at 55 Dearman Woods, and was recently drawn from the. Please give me a call back at 678-549-8569. Thank you. Hi there, is this Jesse? This is Kimberly with Shannon Williams. I was calling in reference to the property at 145 Terrace in Conyers. And noticed that it recently expired. And wanted to know how I could help in that area because we have a number of active buyers in your area. Okay, is there a better number to call to speak with the person who could make that decision? Okay, all right, thank you so much. We'll try again, okay? Yes, let's try it. I have a couple of numbers.
You good?
Yes.
Okay. What about you? You okay?
Hi, this is Kimberly with Keller Williams. Hello? How are you? Good. I wanted to say that at 145 Terrace has been recently expired in Conyers. And we have a lot of exercise in the area. And we have talked about getting that property back out there. So, okay, thank you so much. Bye. Mm-hmm. Bikes, but.
It's okay, got a phone. The key is in the number. Rachel looks like she's back.
That's great. This is the best scenario. I'm trying to reach this is really corporate, it's really recent. I would like to help you to get it back in the market. We are going to complete $125.
This is Ava. I'm a local realtor and I see that it was great.
7-618-720-77.
Okay, you think you'll become the, are you finished? Oh, 3 years ago, okay.
Hi there, this is Kimberly with Keller Williams. I'm calling in reference to 9174 Fletcher's Room.
Yeah, okay.
Notice that listing has expired out of MLS, and we got a number of active buyers in the area. And what's going on with the research?
Give me what I
That you
think
could
I
have
3 years ago.
Are you not going to?
Whatever that means.
Mark it.
Okay, call her back, give her an email, and then we're gonna send her a
Okay.
strategy plan. Okay? How we can sell it for top. I need her email.
Yes, reserve type is. All the things that you guys have,
Do you mind if I have your email address? Because I can send you a strategy to sell your home for $10.
the
And
property
it's-
values.
I said it.
Text her. She's interested if she wants to take your call. Text her, get her PC. I'm just gonna say, I need a strategy plan to sell this for $5 in the CMA. And you're gonna knock on her door.
Say her the information? Say that again?
You're gonna meet with her PC.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna do a CMA.
Okay.
You're gonna text her a plan. Then you're gonna knock on her door and say, I did the CMA for you.
This is Kimberly Keller. I noticed that
And
the property.
you're gonna say,
Recently.
knock on her door and say, I'm here helping.
That one.
That's a plan, right?
So that means.
So they actually said, can I call you later? They try to talk about, they say she was not like that.
I would kind of say like, message, you're gonna ask
Okay, I started eating like some little top spicy. This is a cost of 720. Thank you.
Hello, how you doing? This is Marcus Stanley with Kill Weeks. I saw your property at Jones Industrial Drive at the Drive from the market. I was wondering if I could help you.
You like certain information on the side.
Yeah, sure. Okay, what's your email address? Yeah, we got you.
11.
Okay, let me read that. It's JAC. Yeah,
Oh, see, you probably better tell Shannon.
770.
That's what I said. That was the message.
Do you want me to?
We were talking about the rent.
Oh, Gina, do you want me to? Because I went through all of these, a lot of them didn't have numbers, you want me to just do research on these?
Yeah. So when she's,
And, if I could email
We're gonna stop right there. Is anybody on call? Get a call. We're gonna finish up that call and stop right there. You want to follow the state, we can.
Yes, next week, and I'm about to say it on file with me.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Zero,
I'm
zero,
going to
zero.
say Castaneda, Philip Williams, for say. This is regarding the property 35 Greenfield Conyers. And you know, there's a property is expired. I just want to make sure if I could add value to you to get back in the market.
What would you say to somebody who says,
Oh, okay, thank you.
they decided that they're just gonna stay where they are because they couldn't find anything?
I'd say, what are you looking for? What made you pause? You gotta find a pain point. Look at the interest rate. Because all they couldn't find what they're looking for is that because it was without a price. Interest rate was like not correlating there. And figure out the pain point. You ask more questions. But that's, get the appointment, ask more questions. And then make sure you let them know, I have, in our group, we have 5,000 agents that you can pull. Coming soon, all those things, right? You want to make sure you can help them understand how big KW is and how many resources you have to pull whatever they're looking for, but you want to get that appointment. So if they're talking to you, they're interested.
Okay.
well,
Then you've got to be a closer.
Right.
You close the appointment. Okay, David, are you on the phone?
So we have.
But I answer my phone,
What should
even
be
when I find out who I'm talking to, that's when I that's because I'm in
such and such, my name is Marcus. Nice talking with you.
When you say, if
Just
it's
there, the answer back on my information when they talk. Here's my information. When can we talk?
Just like-
go away, that was.
That's the conversation.
Oh, okay.
She had kind of a seller that told her to go away. You know what I mean? Good on her.
Yeah.
You know what she did? She got the listing. Close. And she got the daughter.
Depends on how happy you are.
Okay.
From a seller that told her to go away. You talking about your spirit wisdom.
Oh, yeah. And Shannon made me go knock on the door. And he told me to go away.
And she went knock on the door.
Yeah, Shannon was like, we're not gonna go knock on the door. I was like, ooh.
And then what happened?
I went and knocked on the door
And
and I got the listing.
And
I took all my materials with me. I took my listing presentation with me, my comps, all that stuff. And then I apologized to her and I said, hey, you know, whatever the conversation was, and I would love to come in and just talk with you all about how I can help you sell your home. And she was like, I appreciate that. Come on in. I was like, are all the decision makers here? She was like, you know, my husband's upstairs. And she called him downstairs and we sat down, we talked and found the pain point, and got it listed.
and then
Wow.
And then which part?
the daughter that you did it.
Oh yeah, I did the daughter. So the daughter's home and getting ready to list again from that transaction. So
If anyone opens their door to me, verbally or in person, I'm in.
yeah.
I'm in. You just gotta find the pain point and close it. Humanely, right? Don't make it all about the transaction or relate to it. Like you just asked her, like, can I give you my information? Nobody cares about your information. You wanna get their information so you can provide the value. Right? You gotta stop thinking they care about you. Don't care, I'm sorry.
Well, that was a save. That was a save. You
Yes.
probably would have got that. Normally they don't say.
I was about to grab the phone.
Yeah, they don't. That was a save.
I was about to grab the phone. I was
So
literally in front of you, ready.
when you leave your phone number, the voicemail doesn't count?
No, that
It
counts.
does. Yeah, some people call you back.
But don't count on them chasing you.
No.
Do you call back to random people that you don't know? If you weren't in sales,
No.
don't do that. So you have to call them back. The money's in the phone.
I was gonna ask you, when should we call them back and do a voicemail?
My team, call back tomorrow.
Yeah, depend. And I was just telling Marcus that because the lady who he just got off the phone with, she gave him her email. He's like, when do I call her back? I'm like, depending on how hungry, I will call after work.
Yeah.
Today.
The money's in the phone.
Yeah. You call and call and call until they tell you to stop calling.
Now, you're talking about your schedule and your calendar and time blocking. This is why it's so important for you to have your calendar up, because if you know somebody said, call me at 4, and you don't have your calendar ready, but oh my God, James has a dentist appointment at 4:30 or 4:15, your kids are in the car screaming, there is no way you're gonna make that work. So now you're committed to something that you can't follow through on.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose that. So you're gonna have to call back and say, hey, I'm sorry, and I apologize for missing that call or not doing what I said I was gonna do. It's not how I act. It's not the way that I run my business. I truly apologize. And they don't care about your excuse.
No.
They don't care. But this is how I'm gonna make it up to you. Here's the value, here's what I plan to do. Make it about them. They don't care about our excuses.
Yeah.
I had this guy tell me one time, my grandma had just passed away, my grandma raised me. And he called me because I missed an appointment, I completely forgot about this appointment. Missed an appointment. And he called the team, cussed him out, then he called me and told me how horrible I was, and all this stuff, right? I was okay. He said, let's meet like next
I
week.
was calling to see if I could.
I'm not your person.
So-
I have a family emergency, and your business is not my priority right now. There are a lot of killers agents out there without you, but I'm not doing that. Kicked him out of my database, never calling back. There are certain people you don't want to do business with. That's okay. Just not for me. But if you couldn't respect that, I don't need to work with you,
Right.
right? That's just like,
Look, and you don't get some calls like that. You'll get some.
God, she called me back.
that's okay.
Right.
Say what?
Hey, listen, one negative, what 5 positives can you give me from that conversation? She called you back,
Yes, she did.
she knows who you are,
She knows who I am.
and you're gonna follow up, you're gonna get the listing,
You got
and you're gonna provide value.
He's gonna call you
That's
back.
the right number.
She cussed her out.
Yeah, maybe at wrong time. That's what I was just telling, it may just be wrong time, y'all.
She had a bad day.
Yeah, she probably had a bad day. You do not take this personal. It is really not about you. It's really about what is going on in their life right now.
And I did leave a voicemail to say who I was.
Was.
And, you know,
It may just be the wrong time.
Watch this.
Sometimes our biggest struggle
You asked about it.
is timing. God's timing. We struggle with our patience, waiting on God. But the Bible says in Galatians 6 and 9, be not weary in well doing, for in due season you shall reap if you faint not.
Yeah, he gave that message. He
Raphael
He'll be
Green.
downstairs every morning.
Yeah, that's not. So what I'm saying is, give her grace. That person that just cussed you out might have been bombarded by 50 million people today, and hasn't met a person like you that's gonna follow up, find her pain point, and help her through whatever situation she's going through. Because what if she just got a letter mail saying they're foreclosing?
Yeah.
What if someone in her family just passed away?
Yeah,
What if she just found out her daughter's on drugs?
Yeah.
Don't judge her by that phone call.
yeah.
You're there to provide value. I don't care if she cussed you out. I am so sorry. We're gonna move on.
And the lady who cussed me out, she was going through what with divorce.
See what I'm saying? You don't know.
You just don't
Give
know.
them the benefit of the doubt and build a relationship.
I wouldn't hurt if she cussed me out.
Okay.
So does he
We'll
call
get
her
over it.
fresh, or does he remind her that she?
No.
We
He's
spoke
gonna call
earlier?
back and say, hey, I know you had a bad day the other day,
Yeah.
but I'm just here to provide value.
Yeah.
Okay.
I apologize for calling you at that time. It's on him to apologize, right? I'm gonna give her grace. We don't know what she's going through. Okay, so we did a whole lot today, went over a whole lot in 4 hours. Y'all gotta digest that, and it doesn't mean anything if you don't implement it. Don't mean nothing. You know what Quentin's worried about right now? He had 2 appointments, so he don't have to stay after work next week.
No, I'm saying, I'm still calling people, but I'm saying.
It's a real thing
He's
though.
gotta get 2 appointments, I'm not playing with him, right? 2 appointments, or we'll be leaving after work next week together. And looking him dead in the face, he's down here, he gotta make 1,000 calls. He's gotta give me 4 hours.
I'm still right now.
Okay, so, all right, the next one you come to, here's what I'm thinking, this is a conversation, if I do a pop-up LeadGen in the afternoon, okay, wait, what were your 3 biggest complaints out of this? Was timing off because they were at work?
It's best in the morning. For me, it's best in the morning.
Okay, so timing's off,
Okay.
what else? You walked into a class, you didn't know what you're doing, valid, because you didn't read the emails, that's okay, we'll get there, it's okay. There was the email that went out that said, hey, be prepared, that's okay, who cares? Okay, we'll move on. What's the third pain point that we hit? What can I come up with?
What you got, Marcus? Any pain?
Just not, for me, it's just not
Oh,
No,
I'm
actually.
sorry.
to, to have a response like you. Being able to respond properly
To what they're saying.
to what they're saying.
So we can chat GPT that real quick, right? While she's talking, you're putting it in.
Overcoming objections.
Overcoming objections. So Clinton holds a class
He just had one.
about objections and overcoming it, right? Here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to get caught up in the what ifs.
Yeah.
What if I had the right response? Well, did you make a call? No, because I didn't have the response. Did you make a call? How do you know you don't have the right response? How do you know that you don't have a natural talent to talk to people if you don't try? Right? You have to make the call and you gotta fail forward.
Yeah.
Then you gotta keep record of how many calls you made, how many conversations you had, right? How many follow-ups you did, and what your touch is. Reason being, you can grow from here. You can't grow from what's in your head. Sorry, y'all, it ain't a plan. The plan's not there. So, in the mornings, it is extremely important that you guys commit to LeadGen with Cindy. It's an hour. An hour is not enough, but she's giving you what she can give you, right? If you can't commit to the mornings, and you know people are at work in the afternoons at this time, can you commit to the afternoons? Once a week? What are you gonna do that's gonna change your business? Because whatever you're doing right now is obviously not working. Can't change if you don't commit to change. 0, 0, 0. That's the conversation I have when you come to my office and you complain to me.
It is.
What are you doing to change the results?
And the hard fact about this, if you do not do the work, in 6 months, you will have to go look for a job.
Yeah, if you're not, you don't have to make that.
Well, I'll tell you about me.
Okay.
I have committed, and I've been doing it, to 2 hours of call.
A day.
Yeah, well, Monday through Friday.
That's a lot.
But I have not been successful as I should be because I have my computer and I'm on the MLS and I'm looking at the house, I'm looking at the pictures, and I click on the tax record, so I'm trying to get ready. And then it's the wrong number. And so I'm wasting time when I should be doing just this, just calling.
Okay. So you gotta show up and be prepared. So if you're gonna lead gen the next day, you should know who you're calling, a list of numbers. You don't know if they're right or wrong. You just gotta fill through that, make a note. You gotta move on or you gotta follow up. You gotta figure out what your plan is, right?
Okay.
Make a choice. So you gotta be prepared. If you don't have the right number, you really want that listing, send them a letter. Figure out the plan behind it, right? So if we do it in the afternoon, because I'm gonna tell you, it's just as hard as you can do it in the mornings, okay? I would do it one afternoon, like next week, like 4 to 7, but you will show up prepared, not giving you a list. You have access to the list right now. You're gonna commit, you're gonna have access to forewarn, you're gonna have your own scripts, your own practices, and you're gonna make the call. Who's your who? Whoever you decide it to be. Who are you calling? You know why? It's gonna correlate to your 411, to your plan. Not mine, yours. Then you're gonna have an Excel sheet that say, I made this many calls, I had this many conversations, and here's my follow-up. And you know why? You need to turn to your coach. She doesn't know what you're doing, she doesn't know what you're not doing, if you're not showing up to her. It's not her job to sit here and say, did you do? You're walking to the room and say, she's gonna say, where's your 411? Here you go. Love it. What you do. And you're gonna say,
So 401 is basically a
Plan.
spreadsheet showing how many calls a day with actions.
I'm sorry.
We haven't gotten there yet.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's
on
just
week
a
one.
plan. It's just a plan for the week. And it backs into your business plan for the month, that backs into your business plan for the year. That's all it is. It's just a visual to keep you on the path to achieving your goal, right? That's all it is. It could be on a piece of paper.
The financial goals and
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a piece of it.
But you don't have a plan if you don't write it down. It's a thought. It's a thought.
So 4 to 7 will be once a week?
Just one time next week, I'd like to see how this, but I would have to know when. When could we all commit? And I gotta have more than 5 people. Right, so I'm sure I'm gonna have to have a dual career. If I put this out there, my dual career is gonna show up. So this is a big deal to have someone commit to me to say I'm a staff that work and help you, because I'm probably gonna have 2 or 3 groups. Then I gotta look at production. Who's where in the production line? I gotta separate them, right? It's not easy.
Or on Monday? Perfect. Okay. So that means Cindy will not.
No, Cindy still does mornings.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't change. We would
Okay.
do a pop-up LeadGen.
Oh,
What I'm trying to
I
help you
now
see
understand.
is that you've done LeadGen in the middle of the day.
Mhm.
If you do it in the mornings with Cindy, you can watch her conversion rates, where they hire. So you do it with Cindy, you keep on your calls, your conversations. You did it today, so we did it for 4 hours, right? 2 diligently, 2.5. You have your conversions, then you do it in the afternoon. Where are you making a bigger impact in your business? Is it mornings, midday, or afternoon? So then you'll know. Depends on the day. If it's a Friday afternoon, you're probably not getting as many calls. They're probably, celebrating. You gotta think about it. Y'all can text me, but I'm not gonna commit if I don't have at least 5 people, right, to show up. Because it's a lot on me, because I get here early, I work hard, I stay late, and this benefits you guys, right? Now, if you commit, I'm probably gonna LeadGen with you, if it's just like a newer group, right? If it's still a career, I'm probably gonna work with them a little bit more. We are gonna have a launch party for coaching, Friday. So
Don't tell
Donatello's.
us.
So that's a big deal.
So what time is it? It's the same time as the book club?
We moved the book club.
Okay.
For that day,
Okay, when is the book club?
on Fridays,
I know.
the next Friday.
Oh, so it's not this, we're not gonna have it this week. Okay, gotcha.
We're gonna do the launch party. So those are some ideas, but if you're gonna LeadGen in the mornings, you need to know who you're calling, you need to have a plan, you need to know what to do. You don't have excuses. If you're gonna make them, it's okay, I'll listen to them, I'll hear you out, and then I'll say, I'm glad you made that choice. And I'll walk with. Okay?
So you actually put, you don't put these in there, so you actually contact or you speak to someone about something?
I don't put it in my, and y'all can do it whichever way, whatever works for you. I don't put it in my database until I've had a conversation that's related to real estate or I set an appointment. Yeah. If they're cussing me out, I'm probably not putting that in my database until I get a real conversation. Can't count that. Okay, so just make sure you do this. When you do your 401s, she's gonna coach you to make sure that you're making social media posts and also that you're using for sale by owners. That's a really big one. Okay? On our next LeadGen, that's gonna be the focus. It's gonna be social media and for sale by owners. We just ran out of time. Okay? Does everybody know? You gotta meet with your coach, you need to come up with a plan. Your 401 should be every single week to her, turning them in. You need a plan so she can hold you accountable. She can't hold you accountable, she doesn't have a plan. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, Shannon, I have a question, since you're here. Talking about me, myself, I like to learn from people, so I would like to learn from you, talking at the role play. I know you did one last time, but online is kind of like, I don't know, I feel more like we go one-on-one.
You did that.
We did? Oh,
Yes,
okay,
we
we
did.
did.
Yeah, this was, Monday was on
Okay.
I'm gonna do the role play every month, but that might not be enough for you. And of course, I do the one with Cindy, but that's on Tuesdays.
Right.
We could.
There's other role play classes though. Tyler Went does one every single